In today's day and age, information is power. And if you're an investor, then SEBI has just made you very powerful. How? I'll explain. Recently, the Securities and Exchange Board of India has required all mutual funds to report their information ratio starting April 2025, which is great news for you because the information ratio is a great tool to compare funds and choose the best that suits your needs. But what is the information ratio and how do you calculate it? The information ratio is a holistic measure of an equity mutual fund scheme's performance. As per SEBI, the information ratio is an established financial ratio to measure the risk-adjusted returns of any scheme's portfolio. There are three major factors to arrive at the information ratio. Risk-adjusted returns. The information ratio checks if a portfolio's returns are worth the risk taken. Outperformance. It checks how well the portfolio outperforms the benchmark index, such as Nifty 50, Sensex, etc. Consistency. It shows how consistently the portfolio outperforms the benchmark returns. The information ratio is calculated with a very simple formula. Portfolio rates of returns minus the benchmark rate of returns divided by the standard deviation of excess return. Where the daily portfolio return is to be calculated by using arithmetic functions, the benchmark rate is the index tracked by an equity mutual fund, and standard deviation volatility is to be calculated based on daily return values. The information ratio is really important because it helps investors understand whether the returns outperform the benchmarks and risks are managed properly. Investors generally look for long-term and consistent returns when it comes to mutual funds. With the information ratio, investors can gauge such funds and make a more informed decision. The rule of thumb to follow is that a higher information ratio would suggest a consistent outperformance adjusting for risks. But remember one thing, information ratio is just one of the tools, so it needs to be supported by other research parameters to arrive at a conclusion. Share this with someone who invests in mutual funds, and for more such news and insights, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Until next time, this is Pravi signing off.